asked, so yeah, I asked. So you want to talk now? Is it okay? Are you busy? Can you?
I
I'm not.
don't want to be
I'm
on
not putting
anything.
you. I'm not
Please
putting you.
don't videotape
I
me.
am
Are you
not.
kidding me?
I am not. See, I'm aiming like that. Hey, buddy. But how about
Give me
you?
information. I just.
Hey, live stream. Probably gonna hit the prime number of people you're gonna have watching. I'm sure there's always a prime number on there,
There is always a prime number.
right?
That's bizarre.
That's funny. That is hilarious. It's always a prime number that's watching a live stream.
Except for zero.
Um,
Sorry.
are we at zero right now?
Right now. No, we're not. We're at a prime number.
Awesome. Told you.
Yay.
Told you you'll be at a prime number.
So, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good.
How's the Justice League?
Justice League's fucking awesome.
What are you
Give
guys doing?
cigarettes to all the inmates that leave, you know,
Right.
their kidnappers. Get free of their kidnappers at least. But I've seen some bizarre cases coming out. People coming out, being sentenced to years and years of jail. And they're taking in people that are jaywalking, getting caught riding the TriMet, and they're releasing people that have years on their timeline. On their timeline. And it's just on their sentence at least. And sometimes, it's cool that they're getting out, but sometimes it's just for a jaywalker, release a murderer.
Whoa.
For like, someone that was riding TriMet.
Without a bus ticket.
Dude, I watched one girl get arrested and then released, and she was arrested for a warrant. She had stolen a candy bar when she was 16. She had an unsolved warrant that had sat around for 6 years, and then she got arrested at a house party. But the candy bar is the reason why. That damn warrant. And then she ended up serving 2 weeks and getting released. But they've been matrixing people out like 15, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, a year. You know, times over a year. Taking in minor penalties, releasing in days, anyways. There have been a. That's why tequila is leery about being out here. Not
Tequila
really.
is leery about being over there.
No, it's just I guess there's some other stuff too that other stuff
Okay.
that does not need to be mentioned on
All
live
right.
stream.
So now it seems like when we had the vigil, we started talking to people like I'm doing and getting to know more of the situation. Like, and because Occupy was integrated and nobody knew necessarily who had a home and who didn't, who was outside,
Well,
um, that was like everybody's issue. Now we got the justice system. You guys are protesting
the
and
justice.
learning what is really going on from talking to people.
Yeah, we're figuring out a lot of weird stuff in the place. Of course, employees, the Justice Center, police, and all their little janitors and whatnot love to litter their cigarette butts. So I've created a sign that says it takes 5 to 7 minutes to smoke a cigarette. Please take 10 seconds to pick up your butts. You know, like, and I'm enjoying the home free lifestyle, as it were. You know, I was originally involuntarily thrown into homelessness. Homelessness sucks. But then once
Adjust to it, and
you
you
develop
well.
your adjustments and get used to it, you learn your city a lot better. You become home free. Once you're home free, I've seen some kids claim to be home free, but shit, I can go without going in a house ever. Like, maybe a shower. Well, no, I'll even use Main Street. I'll use the Main Street fountain shower. More or less bathe. It's a nice bath.
So
But
this is also like at the camp when people kind of discovered a small town living where everybody was somewhat accountable in theory, or trying to make it like that.
Oh, very accountable.
yeah,
So
Very accountable.
you're trying to be kind of back to nature a little bit.
yeah, more or less I will live outside. You know, I'll eat the food at the feeds. Sadly enough, you can't do this everywhere. See, what's happening around the country is they are eliminating a lot of programs helping homelessness, helping psychological disorders, shutting down psych wards and such. They're trying to basically
Getting rid of
round
free
up and
bride
corral all the
areas.
crazies into Portland and Florida.
So what happens if everybody on this USA with this broken system
Get
starts
shoved into these two
discovering,
places.
no, starts discovering that maybe they want to be around people more and buildings and apart less and around outside more, and
Oh
you know,
shit, man! I've made the total breakaway from Facebook Cash. Um, like shit, I haven't used Cash in a while. Aside from handing it to Tequila to buy tobacco. But
so you're trading.
yeah, trade trade a lot of the times works really good. Except you can't buy new
It's old
things.
school.
Example,
Oh, I know.
toilet paper. If you ever need it, can't buy it. But you can live off the land. You can eat berries and all kinds of fruits that grow in many of the gardens around Portland. So of course you can't do that year round. Winter's coming up. It's not going to be good soil or anything really. But you'll still have the good hearts at churches and people that do feeds that will be feeding.
How do they feel about you when you're here by choice and you're not some hardship case that can't get indoors if you want to?
Well, I am I am for the most part somewhat started out as a hardship case, or else I wouldn't have ended up where I am. But I still have the opportunity to take 2 nights a week to my mom's house, which I don't really ever go to my mom's house. You know, it's just I'd rather be outside. I'd rather be breathing fresh air, seeing real people. That getting to know, like knowing people, is a great thing about exploration and advancement. Like,
Well, this is a humbling. I mean, I've had some moments out here, even though I can go to a house and it's all over. The nightmare's over. But there's been moments where it's tricked my mind because I've been here long enough and been stranded and had things happen where I had that humbling experience. And after that, then there was no BS between the people that I was talking with and myself about trying to be something I'm not, or,
mhm.
trying to hide things. Oh, my breath is bad. Well,
Yeah.
nobody's going to really judge me as a human being up and down and
Well, just
talk
because
about
you're home
me.
free, you can still brush your teeth.
Well,
You can
right,
still
but I
take care of
mean,
who you want.
when something happens to me, I wasn't really thinking about what do I look like, and I was busy talking to people and caring about people, and they were caring about me, and some of that fell away, and
Right,
it
it's
was
called personal
liberating.
appearance. Why are you so worried about your personal appearance? Because that doesn't describe who you are on the inside.
Well,
I mean, personal upkeep I
well,
believe in,
Oh
but as
yeah.
far as pretenses,
I'm
you
trying
kind
to
of
figure out here. Really, like, are you trying to say I'm ugly? Do I have some snaggletooth?
no, no.
All right.
This isn't about personal appearance. It's about pretenses.
I was just messing around. I was just messing around. Well, I understand a lot of people would like to have their little luxurious Babylonian devices, computer. It's real nice to communicate with your grandparents on the other side of the country. I unfortunately don't have any grandparents. I don't really, you know, I don't talk to my sister because she talks to all my exes, and I don't talk to my brother because he understands that I'm independent enough and I'll be safe. And if I really, 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 really am in a pickle or danger, I call him.
Okay, so
But
there's got to be some kind of comfort level that keeps you feeling a little bit sane to know that if you really had to, you could go to somebody. I mean, does that help?
yeah, there is a comfort level. Myself.
Okay.
I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm solid enough to continue living out here all winter.
You don't think it helps to know that if you needed to, if you really needed to?
I know that I have more than 60 spots around Portland to sleep. I've
Okay.
skated the entirety of downtown and extended into Beaverton, Gresham, out
Southeast,
towards the
northeast.
airport, I've extended my reach so far that, well, shit, I've got a spot on the waterfront that's got a better view than the one percenters living behind me.
So you
You know,
you feel more
they're
secure
they're up
because
on the beach.
you are adapted.
Yeah,
You feel secure because you know you can handle things.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel entirely adapted. I feel comfortable. You don't have to look like crap.
Right.
You don't have to look like you're dirty. You don't have to stink, and you don't have to sit there in an alleyway drinking your booze, pissing yourself.
Well, I don't know people.
I've seen a lot of homeless people doing this to themselves. I know there's not many homeless
And I'm
people
sure
that
you
would be
do know.
watching this, but still.
Actually, there are. There's a few.
Yeah, a few.
But
Well, if
here's
they're
the
if,
question. I
if
mean, we're protesters,
we are
right?
protesters,
So I mean,
but
there's
there's
people who are down on their luck and who aren't really thinking about their condition and about the city and other people. They're just trying to survive, right?
well, I'm more or less concerned about the people than, like, I understand the protest is a protest. Like, I protest the Justice Center, you protest City Hall, but I'm concerned about the people. Like, it's not like I'm gonna really trouble myself, working my ass off to help them entirely. Like, I'll work to help. You have to be susceptible to help. You have to be
Right.
understanding there'd be some challenges. Like, a lot of the times being outside, you'd be like, oh, it's cold out here because I came from my 80-degree apartment. Or, oh, it's too hot out here because I came from my air-conditioned apartment. Well, then you gotta use nature. Use the shade for the hot days. Try to sit in the sun for the warm days. Whatever. You don't really need to. Just adapt. Over time, your body will naturally adapt itself. Just like quitting cigarettes. Quitting cigarettes, normally your body will, over time, start producing nicotine for your, for your brain to sit there and continue to function just proper. The whole reason why anybody ever gets addicted to nicotine is basically because you overdose it, and then your body's like, oh, too much, screw it, let's shut down the works. They stop producing it.
Interesting.
But you stop the flow. Oh shit, no nicotine. Let's see if we can get this machine working again. Tink, 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 and over time, nicotine.
So
Natural.
so
Everything.
these
Yeah, we
these
were
folks that
intended
you're
to come
talking
from
to,
nature to nature.
when they come out, have
Yeah.
you had people who've needed your help who've been asking you for like
Oh
to,
yeah. Yeah,
I
people.
saw Angela asking somebody if they needed to use her phone.
Yeah,
And I know you
we
give
ask if they
cigarettes.
need cigarettes and cell phones. Um, Sometimes a blanket. We don't really have many blankets down here. We have our own personal stuff, and that's fine. I understand we only hold our personal stuff because we are continuously moving one. We move every night. Well, every day. During the daytime, we can be found in Terry Trunk Plaza. During the nighttime, and heavy release hours, midnight,
So
namely
why is it
3
midnight?
a.m. Midnight to 3 a.m. is the
Why would they
heaviest.
dump people out when Max is off?
Oh, they dump them out just so Max is off.
That's what
Just
I'm
when
getting.
Max is off, so they don't want them wandering too far from downtown. So as long as they stay downtown, there's a lot of times tweakers releasing tweakers. They'll have a higher susceptibility to head right over towards Chinatown, pick up some twack medicine, and then walk back around and get arrested again. Make that cash flow just work so much more for them.
You think that this is
It's a money machine.
so they're trying to release them where they're going to have a hardship and go back in?
No, they're trying to pull in as many as possible. They're forcing themselves to brink of capacity. Like they're reaching capacity, and they're like, well, let's just keep doing it. Pull in as many misdemeanors as possible.
Now this sounds like when I went to college in like long time ago, and they told me, okay, if you succeed, uh, look to your left and look to your right because those guys are going to be out. Because statistically, they bring in that many freshmen and they party or whatever, and it's a hard cut. And so the
Freshmen
college is
did it.
counting on
People failing.
them failing, and they make money from the intake, and they make money from not helping those people through. So they're plenty happy to take their money even though they know they're going to fail.
Well, see, they know one thing is that since they're already pushing maximum capacity, they just have to push enough food each meal for maximum occupants of the jail.
Are you talking about the 3 hots and a cot thing?
Yeah, 3 hots and a cot. Well, I'm talking as far as feeding. As far as feeding, they just have to keep a consistent amount of food. Feed this, this much food feeds this much people. They just keep the same flow of food. Same flow. They don't need to increase it. They don't need to decrease it. It's consistent. They took out the math, and then they do the same. They do the same.
I don't understand where you're going with the same flow of food.
Well, because without the math, every time they feed you, they make money. Every time they pull you into jail, they make money.
Right.
Every time they ship you out of jail, they make money. Every time.
Right. It's an institutionalization.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
there.
it's a business.
It's a straight business.
It's a business.
It's actually a business in the slave
Right.
trade.
Okay.
Right.
It's a business.
know.
It's a business in the slave trade. They make so much money. Prison systems mostly.
And they're making it from the federal taxes?
No, they're making it off people.
No, they're making it off of people. Yeah.
How? Because they have
He
to
just told
they have
you.
to pay
It's slavery.
they have to pay
Slavery.
for every time they write a kite. They have to pay for.
Think about the money that the people are trying to pay to keep their license, trying to pay to, people get pulled out. They end up out of their houses. So sometimes they'll either be held in long enough to lose their house or apartment or whatever or job, and so they'll end up back on the streets. Back on the streets. Well, that's just more fuel for the war later on. And whatever money they can get back, shit. I had to pay $225, or I was going to have to pay $225 for a Slim Jim I stole when I was like 18. Oh no, God forbid, kid's eating a teriyaki stick. Oh no, we can't drive him the 2 blocks to his house when we're going 10 blocks past it to the police station. Assholes.
So when you talk to people who are coming out, you're getting a variety of folks. You're getting people who needed to do time, and you're getting people who are part of this.
Yeah, people who were part of the rinky-dink, pull them in, toss them out fishing experience.
Okay.
They're fishing.
Fishing.
Fishing, yeah. They sit there. They've got like a million lines out. Oh, there's that one. Woohoo!
Okay.
Toss him in the bucket.
So the federal law,
Empty the bucket later.
the federal court upholding the constitutional right to your possessions.
Oh, what constitutional rights?
Well,
Let's hear
actually,
about this
The
shit.
federal court? Yeah.
okay. So this
No,
week,
actually, there aren't no rights.
this week.
They're gonna uphold my possessions.
So let me tell you about this.
So if I set this, you told me already.
Okay.
If I set this
Here's what the judges.
in front of the Justice Center, if I set my bag in front of the Justice Center, you're telling me the cops won't take it.
They may. They have not been updated. Okay, so they have a periodic update of the law, and so they're going to get schooled on this, and they're going to have to figure out what to do.
Once that update comes through,
Then what, right?
I'll be more glad.
Well,
'Cause
here's.
they were bothering me this
Right.
morning about other people's
I'm not
stuff
saying
and
it's going to
talking about
stop. I'm saying that we'll have recourse. All right,
We'll
and
have
there'll be.
path.
You can write everything down. What we're doing is when a cop does something illegal,
Well, that's just for them taking
We're-
Stop watch. Cool.
we're letting
Cool.
them know
Cool.
when they've done something illegal,
Cool.
and
Cool.
that we're noticing their name.
Cool. Their
You know.
badge number. But we had a
Right.
gentleman over here the other night where the cops did do something, covered up his badge, and wouldn't even show him his number.
Right.
Right.
And that person can be found out, which is why, I mean, if I don't know if I'd hear you, but let's say something like that was happening. If you yelled Chanticina, whatever,
yeah, Chanticina. Yeah,
or
absolutely.
if you yell live stream or document or something, and we got somebody down with a camera, we've got the camera over there,
Yeah.
right? Eventually, maybe we'll have one over there too. But when something like that happens, Yeah, that cop can be filmed. There's, there's
Yeah,
a way to
most
do it.
definitely. As long as you don't hinder them from arresting whoever they plan
And
to
if you have a
arrest.
conversation with a cop and you're filming them,
Right.
if you are the person having the conversation, you have to specifically inform the officer that you are recording. But if you are a third party, you don't have to do that. It's a public space. So just so you know.
Right. So I could be over here going.
Exactly.
Right.
And they
Right.
can't say anything. And in fact, the Portland Police Bureau had a
Well,
statement
we're gonna need a cameraman.
that live stream people were putting on their website.
Are
And
we
I think
still
it's
at a
still
prime
on there.
number?
No. Yes, we are.
We are.
Yes.
Can they hear you?
Yes, they can.
Where's our prime? Oh, 2.
And they can hear me too.
But two could be possibly also including one of the live stream channels, so they have their own viewership. So
true
sometimes
that.
I call it a super viewer. We never know. We also have people. You wouldn't believe this. It was somebody from Chicago who bought us pizza.
Yeah. Somebody from Chicago bought you pizza. Awesome.
I know.
I saw a guy. Oh, where did that guy go?
He ordered it from Chicago for our meeting. He was in Chicago
when he ordered it.
watching us, knowing that our meeting was there, planned ahead, and got pizza to our meeting.
Bullshit.
This guy talks to us here sometimes. So that's another kind of super viewer. A
Yeah,
very
but you gotta be real
interactive.
careful about that, though.
That'd be super nice. I'm gonna presto manifesto some Pluto.
Yeah. So anyway, let's say you had a problem with a cop doing something illegal.
Yep.
Somebody needs to run over and grab us because 99 or myself are gonna have a camera.
Okay.
But
Alright.
I mean, if there's a third person who can run over,
Oh,
just
yeah.
for
I'll
document.
work on my teleportation skills. Ball just yell Justice League Unite really loud.
That would be so
Oh,
cool.
Shante.
Shantacina.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
Shantazima.
Justice
You know,
League
I
Unite
learned that
would
when I went
sound
to the
so
the
fucking-
gathering.
Yeah.
When I went to the gathering, she said, Shantazima. Shantazima. You say, if you have any problems, you scream that, and everybody else will come running.
Yep, that's what we did at the vigil twice now.
But you have to realize that the
That helped.
police department is a police business. What they're doing is that they're trafficking human beings.
Yep.
You need to realize that
Yeah.
human beings have become merchandise.
No, I know.
Right? I know
Dude,
you
You
know.
know what's cool?
We're commodities
I
like
found
cattle.
out that every kind of suffering that's really seems to just never go away, like the justice system or houselessness or poison in our food or water, it's always because somebody's making money off of it.
Right.
That's
dude,
the only
yes.
reason that it exists, or
Well-
else we would have fixed it by now. Somebody is keeping it that way.
Here's
So we just follow the money. And that's why I'm asking
Here's
Graham, like, where's the money? How are they making money off of people? And
They're
I
making
heard
money off people because every signature, every time you have to sign your name when you go in there, they're getting federal fucking dollars.
that's what I was wondering.
Federal dollars.
All right, they get
Plus-
federal dollars. Every homeless shelter gets federal dollars.
So
We
instead
all
of
get federal dollars.
right, instead of solving this problem, they're making themselves cushy little jobs out of it to keep it here forever.
Exactly.
So it's not a surprise to me that we haven't solved any of this.
Yeah.
And what there was somebody who asked me, what would you guys do? And I said we would have
I'd say what's gonna
homeless
happen.
people actually deciding where the money went, because we wouldn't have people spending $500,000 for a single unit
Here's,
if it was houseless people deciding how to spend the money. They would not waste it like that.
here's
They
what-
would make sure
here's
everybody
what I-
got indoors.
What I feel should definitely help work out. Some of the problems as far as right now. I'm guessing we have like 1.5 to 2% population that knows that the 1% thrive solely based on the working class and the
I think there's more.
the
I think
houses.
there's more.
There's possibly
I think there's more.
possibly more. Well, I'm
I don't-
talking global.
Right.
Okay, so
I'm talking like on a global scale, and like we could as soon as everybody else starts to catch on and pick up the idea that hey, those really rich motherfuckers living off our poor asses, everything they have comes from us. All their food, all their warmth in their house.
All their diamonds, all their crystals.
Soylent Green is people.
Mhm.
Yep.
People control the world, not the 1%. We need to turn it around the way it should be.
Yeah, but it's still about
People
the money.
Power to the
need
people.
to take it back.
I would like power to the people.
Yeah.
I really would.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm really proud
Well, we
of
need
these
to-
two demonstrations
We need the
because
government
people
working
are
for the
taking
people,
care of
not
each
the
other.
people
People
working
work for the
government.
government. Right.
Yeah,
Well, the
That's right.
government is supposed to be the people, right?
Well,
It's
the
supposed to
government
be.
and the police is,
It's supposed to be like, here's the three of us. Who's
and
gonna talk for
serve.
us?
Well,
Okay, she'll talk
but-
for us. That's how it's supposed to be. I mean,
But-
we're supposed to decide. You talk for us, and then that's government. Instead, it's something totally different.
Here's the thing. It started out people with, police officers and government infrastructure just above the people. And it's like, all right, we'll put these people here because they're smart and they know what's going on. And we put them there, and the next thing you know, big business Rockefeller walks in, and all the other corporate heads just start Rothschild family.
Right,
They
a
all
new
start-
layer.
They all start sitting around. Hey, what's up? Hey, I noticed that you have control over all these poor people because they've put you in command. How about I control you with this? Haha, here's some green stuff.
Yeah.
Throw money. I've got tons of it. I'm printing it.
Yes, and you know how they get more money printed? By
Federal
wars,
Reserve.
wars, and things that cost a lot of money.
Do you
Any
know they can
big
print 8
dollar.
times the Federal Reserve?
That they've already
They
got.
they can print
But is there
8 times.
really even
I
gold
thought it was even 10.
in the Federal Reserve because it hasn't been
Right.
opened for so many years?
No.
Dude, there ain't shit. Federal Reserve.
In
That's
the
kind of
Federal Reserve.
the-
You know what? I'm already living the lifestyle.
It should be called like
when
the
everybody
federal
when
empty
everybody
reservoir.
else comes around to the point that I'm at,
That's right.
I'm gonna be the 1% because I'm already gonna have the most
Already.
rocks under my tent, set up on a nice little beach perch. Now, you guys could all set up tents next to me. That'd be cool. I'd love neighbors.
You're gonna have the most rocks under your tent.
No, under my tent. I'm talking. I've already taken a majority of the big rocks on the beach and built a platform kind of
Platform, right? So you're gonna be the 1% of the tent dwellers.
Oh, 1% of the home
Actually-
free.
Actually, that reminds me. You remember when they had a big solution? They're like, well, our solution to houselessness is that we will allow churches to have a maximum of 3 cars or 2 cars in their parking lot, allowing them to have houseless people sleep in them. I'm like, okay, so what was really funny about that?
Allowing the church to
Yeah,
do
that was-
Separation
and they were
of church
patting
and
But
state.
you know what's
themselves
strange?
on the
Is
back.
up in Seattle, they take in Tent City that houses up to over 100 tents.
Nice.
100 tents. That's why I'm surprised that you guys down here aren't doing the same thing that they're doing up in Seattle.
Dude, they have Tent City out in Florida. Thousands and thousands of tents.
You know,
But
they can make a
they
pretty good
have-
house out of
They're
pallets.
sponsoring
You
them.
can
The
make a good house
churches
out of pallets.
Yeah,
The
Jose and I were talking about
churches
that.
are
My-
sponsoring.
I want one.
My neighbor
That's how I want to
John,
live.
my neighbor
Are
John has
sponsoring.
Yeah, and they're
all
not
these
gonna let
tent-
that happen here. They're controlling them. Well, because
Go
if
to
they
the-
do that, then who's gonna make money off houselessness being forever,
But
right?
see, that's it. Is that you go to the churches and you say, we'd like to use your parking lot as a place, and that's exactly what they did up in Seattle.
Right.
I
Is
had
that
a
we
little
go
prediction
in-
I told a friend of mine.
Yeah, and ask them, hey, look, we'd like to house a couple people for a couple of months.
Yeah.
and
I had an
move.
idea too. You know what? If everybody got to get their ideas together and they had to listen, I want to have shut up and listen. You guys have failed sessions. Not let's work with city council and hope that they take our suggestions, but let's make city council sit down and listen.
to us.
Because they have
Yeah.
failed. They have to tuck their tail in between their legs and say, gee, we're
Wouldn't be
17
nice.
years into the 10-year plan to end homelessness. Homelessness rose 30% in 2011 alone.
The
You
only
know,
way they wanna
maybe we
fucking-
should just sit down, shut up,
Well-
and have other people tell us what to do.
The whole
That would be
The
beautiful.
whole reason that's happening
I'm going to turn the light
is
on.
because
It might be too bright.
The only reason why they want to get rid of homelessness, or their plan is to make us all
Can you
fucking
do it?
criminals.
Right.
Right.
Right. They've
Well,
In
criminalized
one way,
homelessness.
yeah.
Hey, I'm on camera here.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
But that
Well,
was the thing
I
about the
was gonna
criminalization.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry. Go ahead, Grant.
All right, I was gonna share a prediction.
Okay.
Well, I basically told my buddy that whenever he's gonna start traveling. I'm like, dude, when you're starting to travel, you're gonna be going places, and people are just gonna be pointing you right back here. So he mobs out, goes to California. He's sitting there. He sees this cop, redneck cop, hassling this traveler kid. This traveler kid's like, the cop says, quote unquote, Portland's that way. I told him that. I told him about that, how it's gonna happen, and it did happen. And he came back and he told me about it, and I thought it was hilarious because it's true. They're shoving us into here, and next they're gonna, I don't know, they're gonna claim us an epidemic, maybe.
What? Yeah, but while
The
that's
homeless
happening,
epidemic. Oh,
what
they're
if
bringing
people
rats
figure out
everywhere.
that there's something unnatural about apartment dwelling? Where you know what?
Dude, I stay out of
Everybody
apartments because they
has
got more cockroaches,
right.
more freaking flies. I'd rather be outdoors. I am not bothered by bugs at all now. Like,
Okay,
well,
so
aside from gnats.
if you have a block and everybody has a leaf blower,
Yeah.
which you use 1 hour a season?
A
Why?
leaf blower?
Yeah, how often are you gonna use your leaf blower?
How about never?
Okay.
Leaves are natural. They belong
Right,
in
but
the ground.
but people who use a leaf blower in their block, right?
If they do, yeah. If I
Why
were to,
does every single person on the block have a leaf blower? Why wouldn't they share one?
not everybody on the block would have one.
But
and there always would be that one neighbor that would come over and say, "Hey, man, can I borrow your leaf blower?" And then he wouldn't return it on time. And then next thing
you know what my
next
point
season
is,
rolls by
though,
and someone
we
else
all
does the same to him.
could work together a little better on some of these things, but instead we have to buy everything new. We have to buy and buy and buy. We're all separate.
We're consumers, man. We gotta get out of this damn consumer phase. We gotta stop buying crap.
I am into that. Stop buying crap. Oh, look at that. That's my shadow.
Yeah, see, the
Look at that.
last crap I bought
Oh wait, no,
was
all you
my
see is my
survival
finger.
materials.
I was looking at the
I
tree,
got
but
a
you can't
pillow
see
with polka dots for crying out loud. Oh, that was an expensive little pillowcase. I believe it was $7.99.
What?
Yeah, well, it was a body pillow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, body pillow case.
Gotcha.
Figured.
So
But
I'm gonna shut your interview off because it's over half an hour.
This is an interview? Well, if this was an interview, why did you guys keep tossing commentary into my interview?
It's really more of a discussion. None of my interviews are actual legit interviews.
Alright.
But
I'll go back to my glasses.
okay, I'm gonna turn off the light.
That hippie mace is killing me.
All right. So
Not really.
But if you want to have a chance at a real interview, we could do that too sometime.
I don't do no interviews.
I don't do interviews. Talk to my agent.
Yeah. Actually, talk to that dude who purchased my image for $10, and I only, back when I cared about cash, when I was in my Babylonian days, I needed a pack of smokes.
I'm gonna take off.
I'm gonna be quitting smoking.
Go across there.
As soon as I quit smoking, I'm free. Free. In cash. I don't need to spend it. Hey, that's funny. The light was on my eyes so much that I could make it look like you're wearing a pirate patch. It's yellow.
That's great.
Hold on. Oh, I could do the same to you, Desiree.
Okay, he's done. Say goodnight, Graham.
Good night.
Good night, Graham.
Okay, we'll be back.